Hello there, thank you for joining us and welcome to another edition of the Evening Review. My name is Ogito Greg and in studio with me this evening we have Miss Geneva de Jager. She is the head coach of the Para Taekwondo team of Namibia and the founder of the sport here in Namibia. Hi Mr. Jager, how are you?
I am doing very well. Thank you for having me on the show. It is amazing to be here and I'm so thankful.
Excellent, excellent. It's our pleasure. Recently you led our Namibian team to South Korea.
Yes.
Tell us, what was that about?
Okay, so we selected 5 athletes, para-athletes. They are in the K44 classification range, which means upper body deficiency.
Okay.
Yes, it's amputees and athletes with dysmelia. Okay, and so what happened is we went to a 7-day training session in Moju, Korea at Taekwondo 1. It's like the temple of Taekwondo. And after that, we went to Chuncheon where they competed on the mat.
Wow, wow. And how did we fare? Did we do okay?
We went to observe and learn because Taekwondo, Para Taekwondo and Taekwondo in Namibia is a sport that just came out. And so we are learning, and that is exactly what we did. We went, we learned, we observed, and the majority, I can say, was positive because they did not lose with a 0. They made sure to make points on that scoreboard, and that made me proud.
I'm also very proud and happy to see Namibia represented abroad, especially for such a new sport here in Namibia. How did it take root here? How did you start with it?
Okay, so basically these athletes, I saw that they needed a combat sport, and also coming from karate, I was the PRO there, and I asked if there was para karate. Unfortunately, there was no space for para karate in Namibia yet.
Okay.
So then I spoke to NNPC, Mr. JP, and he came up and he said, guys, let's start para taekwondo so that these athletes have a space to belong, because everybody with a disability needs a space to create and just to expend, because they have superpowers. I'm very sorry. The disability for me is a superpower, because they work twice as hard and exceed higher than an able body could ever. But that's my opinion.
Okay. Let's go back a little bit for those of us who aren't familiar. Tell us a bit about Taekwondo. What is it?
Okay, so Taekwondo is a Korean martial art. It's basically like a form as well as a traditional wellness expedition that they do.
Okay.
We've got the karate that comes from Japan, Kung Fu from China. Now this Taekwondo is from Korea itself.
Okay.
Yes. Namibia is still learning a lot from them. And the martial arts is definitely different from karate.
Yeah.
The stance and the kicks are wider. And also when it comes to the sharpness and the fastness is also much sharper than karate itself.
Okay. Where do you guys practice?
Okay, we are currently everywhere in Namibia. We do not have a stable dojo at the moment. We use our facility from the Hobo Dojo for karate, from Karate Zen. We do use that facility, but hopefully in future, we will also have a space in the High Performance Center.
I will also keep my fingers crossed there for
definitely.
That. Tell me about some of the challenges that you had to overcome in organizing Para Taekwondo in Namibia, and especially in being able to take representatives from Namibia to South Korea.
Okay, starting from Namibia is having to prove that this that we're starting not only has a meaning, but it does have a growing path in Namibia. And we had to show that numerous times that if we invest in these athletes, this is an Olympic sport. And everything starts with development. So we have to develop these athletes to get them to Road of LA.
Yes.
And then when it came to internationally, knowing when we got there was that we knew basically almost nothing.
Okay.
So we were competing and learning from the best Olympians and the black belts, but they saw us as the athletes that knew nothing.
Okay.
So they were scared to compete with us because that's their job. They get paid for what they do.
Yeah.
So when someone with no experience competes against them or fights against them, they can get hurt because this athlete does not really know how to control their kicks. Yet some of them understood that we came there for development.
Yes.
And most of them they were happy to accept us and we could learn then from them.
We've heard of para-athletics before in Namibia. In general, how would you describe the state of para-sports in Namibia at the moment?
At the moment, it's flying high.
Okay.
It is literally developing so fast. We've got great athletes, and I'm talking about Jerome that does triathlon. He won just yesterday.
Okay.
We were celebrating and it's just a joyous day. We've got Angula, we've got Ananias. Like everybody in the para community
Yes.
is excelling and exceeding immensely. So that is what I would want for the Para Taekwondo team one day to also achieve, because these para athletes, what they have already done for the para community has set a tone, and that is where we want to be.
Okay.
Those are athletes we look at because they put para sports on the map, so we want to become them.
Okay, I like your
Yeah.
ambition. But do you guys get support, like from government, from communities?
Immensely.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so especially for this trip, the NNPC, the Sports Commission, and obviously the Ministry of Sports, they aid on this trip when I tell you that full expenses were paid.
Okay.
Full expenses were paid. Our athletes even got their allowance. So there was nothing that we did not get from the government.
Yeah.
They supported us 100%, and they knew that this development is something that we needed. But due to the recent news, obviously, in future, we would need support when it comes to sponsorships.
I see, yeah. So perhaps there's a business leader or some
Most definitely.
organization that is listening
Yes.
and watching and will jump in. But what about the community? Do the people accept and celebrate the sport?
You know, when Namibians grow, we all celebrate. We all congratulate, and that is just who Namibia is. That is just who we are as people. We are the land of the brave. Most of my athletes come from medium to low income, housing or financial backgrounds. So there's not always that people can give. But even a small amount, if you can sponsor a training equipment or a mouth guard, we would be forever thankful, because that is what the athlete needs.
Yeah.
And we've got athletes in the north that do not have what most athletes would have in Windhoek.
Yes.
So if there is someone that has a generous heart that would like to sponsor or donate to an athlete, they can obviously contact me, and I will allocate it directly to the athlete, because we're not here to use the athlete's money. We want to make sure that the athlete is pushed to their full potential with the aid that then is given to them.
Share a little bit with us about the training and preparation. What does it take to be able to compete?
In the K44. So basically, and this is also a call to the public, if you have an upper body deficiency and you have lost your limb through amputation or through an explosion, or you were born like that, even if you have an attached wrist, you can always just contact us, and we will most definitely make you part of our team. When it comes to training, we train you from the below basics to competing internationally.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what your how can I say? It doesn't matter where or how your disability is.
Yeah.
Adjusting the training towards what would help you, even though you have a balance issue. We train you according to your individual.
Okay.
We don't train you as a complete team, because there's some of the athletes that would be slow learners and some of them fast learners. And that's why we have a dynamic team of sport coaches. We identify your disability and then we work on what you have.
Okay.
Yes.
Share with us some of the highlights from your trip to South Korea.
Ooh.
What did you enjoy the best?
That I enjoyed the best was the view,
Okay.
obviously, and then the training techniques and the sportsmanship.
Oh.
I met someone that lost his arm in Niger, and the United States brought him over to do Taekwondo for the United States. And he's an amazing athlete. He literally came and he gave us one-on-one training. And he aided with advice, and he just stood out of all the rest, because he came and he helped Namibia immensely while we were there. There was also an Olympian. Her name is Christina. She won gold at the championship.
Okay.
She helped the girls with the training technique, the speed technique. These athletes that contributed to the development of Namibia, they will always stand out for me. And when I think about Korea, I basically think about them.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much. We'll be right back after this commercial break to hear more from head coach De Jager about Para Taekwondo. Welcome back to the evening review, and in studio with me, Ogito Greg. This evening we have head coach Geneva de Jager of the Namibia Para Taekwondo team, which recently visited South Korea. Tell us a bit more about the organization supporting the team. Are you registered? How does that whole process work of setting up the support structures that will eventually boost our athletes to be able to compete on the international stage?
Okay, so we are basically affiliated with the Namibian Taekwondo.
Okay.
And they are internationally affiliated with World Taekwondo and World Para Taekwondo.
Okay.
They are the people and the persons, the administration team that invited us to South Korea.
Awesome.
And we are forever thankful for them. And then we are aligned under the para community is then aligned under the umbrella that's called NNPC, Namibian National Paralympic Committee.
I see, yes.
Very important, Paralympic Committee.
Yes.
So being part of them, you already know you are not in the minorities, you are in the game players right now.
Okay.
So that is how we are aligned with them.
And I imagine that the Paralympic Committee would imply that you guys are aiming to compete at the next Olympics.
Most definitely.
When are the next Olympics? Where are they going to be? And how would you have to follow the road to get there?
Okay, so the up-and-coming Olympics is in 2018.
Oh.
Sorry.
2028.
2028.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes, and that would be in LA.
Okay.
It's going to be a big milestone for Namibia, because our president said that she wants a whole lot of athletes going that side.
Okay.
And we have to make sure that we follow what the president says.
Yes.
And that is NNPC's mission. And that is our federation's mission. And how are we going to get there? We have an up-and-coming world champs that we have to be at. That would be November month.
Okay.
And then next year in June, we have the African Games.
I see.
And if we do the African Games, our ranking will climb higher. We have to have more sponsorships coming in so that we can basically go to all these championships so that our athletes can climb with ranking.
Yes.
And it depends on how they perform And when we at least get our 3 to 4 wild cards, we right through to LA. And that is my mission.
Okay.
I need a wild card from these athletes, so I will push them to their limits.
Explain to us, what do you mean wild card? What is a wild card?
Wild card is basically, say for instance, we've got different countries, but then your athlete in that weight category is the only African.
Okay, I see.
Which means because it's the only African, they get the wild card.
I see.
So we have to be very technical
Okay.
when it comes to that position. So we have to make sure our athletes are in the right weight category
Yes.
for them to get their wild cards.
Okay, so we have to participate and compete before we can win.
Yes,
Yes.
most definitely.
Okay.
And also you have to watch your weight.
Yes.
Very important.
Okay, let's go back to Taekwondo. What are some of the characteristics or the things that you learn in terms of your personal development through practicing Taekwondo?
Okay, so what I've learned is you should be humble, cautious, and being patient. While doing the sport, you should be honorable.
Okay.
And those are the core values of Taekwondo.
I see.
Because without being cautious, you can hurt someone else. And
Yes.
like I said, this is someone's job. You have to be patient, waiting in for your moment. You have to be respectful. So if you respect yourself, you can respect others. That would come easily. So all martial arts have core values.
Yes.
And that's basically what Taekwondo's core values are as well.
And is Taekwondo mostly aimed at grown-ups, or can kids also start? Or
No,
how does it work?
Taekwondo is never limited.
Okay.
And also, just because we're doing para does not take out the able bodies.
Yes.
If you want to join Taekwondo, it does not matter what age you are. You can contact me and I will make sure that you get your designated coach wherever you are. You can be 3 years old to 95 years old. Taekwondo is for everybody, no age limit, from para to able bodies. We do not discriminate.
I like that you talk about the inclusivity. And I know that for not only para-athletes, but for people with disabilities, there are some aspects of our society which are not so inclusive, even though as a government and as a nation, we've been trying to work towards improving that. Do you think we've been making progress? Are there areas where we still need to improve in order to be more inclusive of people with disabilities in general?
I do believe there's always place for improvement in everything. But so far, the government has really included most of the sport codes. We even have para rugby, something that someone would never even think about.
Yes, I didn't think about that.
Exactly. They call the iron steels, eh?
Oh,
So the government is not limiting sports when it comes to people with disabilities. And as soon as everybody knows it, the better will come. Even people with cerebral palsy.
oh yes, yes.
Yes. So they have something called boccia.
Uh-huh.
They use it with their hands or they play with their mouth. So this sports in Namibia is including everyone.
Okay.
Nobody is being left behind.
Yeah.
It's just some Namibians have stereotypical mindsets.
Yes.
And saying that, no, that person can't do that. That person can't do that. When I came into para, I was shocked because never in my life have I ever seen a person with one arm
Yeah.
driving a car
Yeah.
and doing it like it's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not even automatic. Never in my life have I seen a person with no legs doing bench presses. I am an able body
Yeah.
and I can't do what they do.
Yes.
So they are superhumans. And I think people need to open themselves more. But I believe Namibians, if you give them a chance, they will. So I think inclusivity in all is definitely there.
Let's talk a bit more about Para Taekwondo and the development that you expect. Apart from the ambition of your road to LA, what do you hope to achieve this year for Para Taekwondo here in Namibia?
Okay, so what I hope to achieve is basically, we spoke to World Taekwondo, and we are basically looking into getting a master, a grandmaster, coming to Namibia and teaching Namibians, that being able and para. So we're not excluding anyone, coming to teach us the style of Taekwondo traditionally, because we've got the Kyorugi and we've got the Pumse. So I see the development as someone coming in and teaching, as well as teaching us how to grade these athletes to reach their full potential, for them one day to also be senseis, and to make sure that when they step into their own dojos, they would know where we started.
Awesome, awesome. Head coach De Jager, you mentioned Parokyo and Kumse. What are those things?
Okay, Kyorugi is the fighting.
Okay.
The fighting. And Pumse is the form of, you would say dancing, but we say the basics that Kyorugi then is formed out of, the blocks, the kicks.
I see.
So that is the Pumse.
Like stance maybe? Or,
yes, it's basically the stance of Taekwondo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's focus on you a little bit. How did you get involved in Taekwondo?
Well, at first, like I said, I was the public relations officer of Namibian Karate Federation. And I saw that there was a bubble of athletes not being represented to their full potential. That meaning there was no para position for athletes with disability in karate.
Yeah.
And I approached Mr. JP from NNPC, and I just said, we need to find a place for these athletes. We need to find a place for athletes with disabilities that want to fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some of them that don't want to run.
Yeah.
They want to run on a mat.
Yeah.
So can we make this happen? And he was willing to educate me very well.
Okay.
And to teach me. And he's a great mentor. And his wife, her name is Coach Naomi. She is Coach of the Year. She has taught me that these athletes do not want to be treated as people with disabilities. You treat them just as everyone. And the problem now is when I look at my athletes, I think they've got 2 arms, because I'm like, pick up the box with both hands.
You forget.
I forget, but then they pick it up. And then I'm like, but it's really amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I like that we mustn't limit people based on our own perceptions.
Yes.
That we can be surprised by what they do. But before the interview, you said something that also intrigued me. You said that a loophole is an opportunity.
Yes.
What did you mean by that?
Sometimes you look at something in white and black.
Yeah.
But life is in color.
Yes.
And if you believe that with words it's just white and black, there is no breakthrough. If there is a lack in something and nobody is looking at it, make sure to grab your microscope.
Okay.
Yes, because if you don't ask the right questions, you might miss an opportunity.
Yes.
And being shy would not help you. Being nosy would not, but curiosity,
Yes.
it opens so much doors.
Okay.
So I believe there's a loophole and there's a gap everywhere. So find your gap in your industry and ask the right questions, and you will find where your career starts then.
Okay.
Because this is where I found mine, just in that tiny loophole. Being a PRO is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
But being a coach to these wonderful athletes, I would choose it again and again, every day.
Coach De Jager, we are almost at the end of our time, but I'd like you just to leave our viewers with a final message from Para Taekwondo Namibia.
Most definitely. Evening viewers, I would like to please encourage everyone to come through. You can give me a call, you can search me on the internet, my phone number is there, most definitely. If you want to do Taekwondo, whether you are able-bodied or para, there is a place for you in Para Taekwondo as well as Taekwondo Namibia. We don't discriminate, always come. And if you would like to sponsor us, you are more than welcome, because these athletes really need this internationally. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for joining us on this evening's evening review. Tomorrow evening there'll be a different topic. So until then, good night.